I'm off to the hole in the road. I'm walking off school and I'm off to the city, watching telly all night and I'm not looking pretty. See, I got this job downtown, selling knocked off ladies' watches for £1. For a really dodgy man that I met in a dodgy cafe. You know, he said to me, the girl who sold these yesterday wasn't selling very carefully. Police came along and took her and all my watches away. So if you see some coppers, you grab my stuff and leg it, boy, right away. I'll be in the cafe. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. So it's been a few hours and I haven't sold enough for my bus fare home. Street selling's pretty tough, so I turn on the charm for the lunchtime rush with a smile and a wiggle on my schoolboy touch. So the charm is working in the underground. There's a crowd of men and women gather round, and the watches they are going, the money is a flowing. Think I'll touch a little extra, stick it in my pocket, spend you later. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way through life. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I haven't sold a watch for an hour and I'm dying for a slash. I've had enough of this, so I'm off for a piss. Then a quick walk back round to the cafe. Sitting at his table drinking tea, looks at me suspiciously. Then with a glance at the watch he says, how did you do? He paid me a couple of quid, then he said, would you like to come and work another day? I said I'd come back down on Friday. Yeah, to that he said okay. So with £2 in my pocket and another 5 in my shoe, I nipped down to Castle Market where a man who looks like Leo Sayer is selling pots with cockles and prawns. You make me feel like dancing. Then off back to dinner on the Wiggers and then home. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way. I'm just a boy from Sheffield, making his way.
Where's it gone?
Boy from Sheffield, making his way.
Right, pause quick before it starts again, right? Holy shit, what's happened to my head? I've turned into a fucking cyclops. Holy fuck. This fucking universe is gone fucking nutsoid, right? Absolutely nutsoid. So, but anyway, there we go. I hope you like that little meme from Baby, right? me in Spanish going fisticuffs out there on the interzones. Let's get back there and let's have another little look at it. Like, I think it's brilliant, like absolutely brilliant. You know, we have lost Tony, right? We lost Tony recently, and it was just like what a shock. What a shock to the fabric of raccoons that was. Like, you know, our meme master, our meme cannon, our meme cannon was just taken out, like just like that, like, and then universe steps up and gives us Bebe. Holy shit, man! What the fuck is going on here? It's like, does that mean that raccoons are supposed to keep on continuing. I don't know. I get the feeling that we're supposed to keep on going, right? I do get that feeling, right? Um, just let me check on the comments. Hopefully the audio is coming in. Um, I, Look, I'll tell you what I'll do. What I'll do is I'll just check the audio myself here, and just to make sure audio looks fine. Audio looks fine. So uh, actually, I actually never thought of checking. I never thought of checking my audio settings before I started, like, because I have been trying to. Oh God, this arsehole of a system has been fucking giving me grief, like with the audio setup. But no, it looks like it should be just fine. I'll just give it a little bit more bass, right? A little bit more bass. That should do the trick. And yeah, there we go. That's the. Holy shit! I'm going into the red now. Holy shit! Holy shit! Don't want to be going into the red, Jim. Just keep it nice and fucking balanced. That'll do. -4, -4, -3. That'll do just nicely. There we go. Um, so getting back to BB's. I don't know. Is it BB or Bebe? I remember like years ago, like you used to have like the Roadrunner. He was beep 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 beep. So I don't know whether it's BB or Bebe. I don't know. Maybe one day BB or Bebe will come on and just enlighten us as to how it should be pronounced, or maybe he might actually just give us like a phonetically some sort of phonetic description that would sort of like describe how it's supposed to be pronounced. But I'm going to go with Bebe or BB. Do you know what? I'm going to take artistic. I'm going to take some artistic sort of like extravaganza and just sort of like mix and mash like as it suits me. It's hard to know with some of these internet monikers, like, but I think this week's I think he's excelled himself this week, like with the I, I've named this in the back office Jimmy Chicken War, right? Jimmy Chicken War, because this has been ongoing with me and Chicken there for a while, like, so Bebe has me coming out there like doing the karate chops, right, and the Ring of Fire. Of course, we have to talk about the Ring of Fire tonight as well too. I got a little bit of a video of the Ring of Fire as well too. I'll share that with you as well too. But Bebe, you got me all wrong, man. I am a hairy fucking bastard, right? I'm a hairy bastard. I've got so much hair that I am well equipped to survive the coming ice age, right? So you'll have to do something about that. You'll just have to do something about that. I'm not bare chested like the Japs and the Chinese. No, 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 man. I'm a real fucking Caucasian, like with lots and lots of hair. It's not just on my face, Right. So maybe you could sort of like sort that out, like, it just doesn't look right. But there we got Paul Spanish with his Russian flag and his plunger, and it's just I don't know what the monkey is doing in the toilet though. But hopefully Spanish can sort that out, like, But I think he's got. This is a great representation of Spanish. Absolutely brilliant, like with his little sombrero and all that sort of shit. Like, it's just perfect. Like, I loved it this week, baby. The perfect, man. I loved it. So just sort the hair out, bro. That's not me. I'm a hairy bastard, right? But anyway, I'm going to skip the format. I'm just going to skip everything just for now. Just try and see if I can just catch up with everybody in the chat and just say hello. The customary fucking bullshit, right? Regina spotted you earlier on. Didn't get time to fucking type into the chat box. How you doing, girl? Uni is in. We've got Blazing. Blazing is in. How you doing, brother? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for that tarot reading the other night, man. Was it last week or the week before? I can't remember. Rob, how you doing, bro? And Chris is in. How you doing, Chris? And Jerry is in. How you doing, Jerry? Dinny, you bastard, you. How you doing, brother? Good God. All the usual suspects are here tonight. Absolutely amazing. Mahat, my friend, man. I hope you're doing okay, brother. I hope you're doing okay, brother. And hopefully we'll get a chance to fucking hook up with you in an after chat at some stage when you get a goddamn fucking headset thing sorted out. Like, You can buy them for fuck all, actually, if you've got a couple of quid to spare. Um, let's see. James Owens is it, and the sound is good. That's a bit belated, but I actually do have the ability to check in the back theater here if the sound is coming in, James. But it should be just fucking fine. It's as good as you can get this fucking arsehole's voice to sound, anyway. You John Smith, how you doing, Jimmy? Jimmy can still, John can still hear me anyway. That's good. That's good. Kitty girl, how are you, my girl? Hope you're doing well. Mascara is in the house. And chat room, Mick H is just lurking. Well, I'm sorry, but you know, when you actually take the time to type into the chat there, Mick, you're no longer a lurker anymore. You're officially required to interact with all the fucking people here, right? That's it. Like your lurking rights have now been revoked. So now let loose now in the chat box there, and and give people hell. Don't spare the goddamn rod there, right? Just give them hell. Anyway. Yeah, indeed, Jenny. Yo, Jimmy, as Denny would say. John is saying, see what Mahat Letitia was saying about the FA not encouraging footballers to get to vaccinate last year. I didn't actually. No, I didn't see anything about that, John. To be honest, I'm at the stage where I don't give a fuck about vaccinations or anything like that. This is it's not my problem anymore. I've relegated the COVID down to the backwaters of history in my universe. It's just I don't really give a fuck anymore. It's not my problem now. It's like if you did go and you did go for the 150% safe and effective option, that's now your problem, I'm afraid, and you're going to have to deal with that, as information keeps leaking out. Considering that's if any of the information leaking out is fucking true at all, we're at the stage now where it's impossible, absolutely fucking impossible to tell fact from fiction anymore. It's nuts, man. I tell you what, it's a crazy goddamn fucking world out there. Yeah, you thought the fucking flat earthers were bad. Holy shit, man. It's gone fucking nutsoid out there, and it's just okay, right, what am I supposed to do? Maybe I should just unplug from the online world completely, and maybe perhaps the universe will start making a bit more fucking sense, Virginia says she drew a pic but cannot paste a link. Yeah, but you can paste the link, Regina, but I'll tell you what you do. Paste the link in and I'll repaste the link that you pasted, and then it will become a link, right? For anybody who doesn't know how to copy and paste in a chat, which I presume most people know how to copy and paste anyway at this stage. We've been at this shit for a long time, right? And there's nothing I can do to help anybody out there to because I would love it. If I could, I would allow everybody to paste links into the chat, because why not, man? Why fucking not? Let people post links to shit, man, because that's that would be conducive to the free flow of fucking information. And I don't know why people don't allow fucking. Okay, I get it, spam bots and shit like that. You got loads of shit with spam bots and all that fucking crap. But look, that's why we have fucking moderators to deal with the fucking spam. And I think everybody has enough common sense not to click on any fucking dodgy links anyway, leading to fucking dodgy crypto sites and shit like that. I would hope at this stage anyway, people know fucking better. YouTube doesn't let you unless you're you're a man. I don't know, James. I think it is possible to allow people to. I don't know. I'm no expert on YouTube. I'm no expert on fucking YouTube. But I think it should be possible to allow people to post links in the chat. I'm sure it's probably a hidden setting there somewhere. in the back office that I don't have access to anyway, for sure. And but I'll tell you what, when we do make a new fucking channel, and we will do at some stage, but I'm not. It's not even a priority at the moment. As we bounce around here in hyperspace at the moment, trying to dodge the algorithms and try to keep it fucking real and not get the fucking channel deleted and banned. So far, so good. Like, I hope tonight, I'll tell you what, I'm so emotionally fucking charged tonight. We might get a ban tonight. Who knows, man? Maybe I might start jumping up and down, screaming for jihad, right? Oops, shit, I shouldn't have said jihad. Oh, fuck, we're all going to get arrested, peeps. We're fucked. Holy shit, what's going on in the world is just nuts, man. Bible prophecy is playing out right before our fucking eyes, as if it was happening organically. Like, these bastards. I'll tell you what. What's been going on? What's going on in some parts of the world is just beyond belief, man. And it is what it is. But we'll talk about that in a little while too. So. YouTube started to stop ad blockers now. Well, I'll tell you what, Blazing, my ad blocker is working just perfectly fine, right? I don't know which ad blocker people are using, but personally, I use an ad blocker called uBlock Origin. Fucking excellent piece of kit, and it is working just fine. I tell you what. What's been happening with the ads on YouTube is it's quite interesting because I tell you what, here's how you know the channels are fucking selling out and just becoming fucking corporate whores, right? What they're doing is they're actually delivering the ads themselves, right, in their own voices and during their showtime with their own voices, because they know everybody's fucking using ad blockers and nobody wants to see that bullshit. I'm one of them. I don't want to fucking see that bullshit. The channels I follow, I know when they start with their fucking ad bullshit, so I skip through it because I don't want to fucking hear it, man. Just deliver your fucking goddamn content, get it over and fucking done with. Stop your bullshitting. Nobody gives a fuck. Just if you want, put a fucking link in the description to whatever you fucking support or what you don't support. But I'm not interested. You got something to fucking say the goddamn shit and get fucking out in the open and fuck all that bullshit corporatized fucking, oh, I got to fucking put my ad fucking in here and I have to fucking sell out, so I have to fucking say it with my own fucking mouth, right, in the middle of my fucking show because the corporations have figured out that everybody's fucking using ad blockers. And it's like, oh shit, what are we going to do? Right, let's pay these bastards. Let's pay them fucking personally, and we'll get them to deliver our message through their own fuck. I'll tell you what, that's how you know the corporate fucking scumbags. That's how you fucking spot them, man. They're all delivering fucking ads, right? Peter's saying AdBlock works fine in Firefox. Okay, I've never used AdBlock, Pete. But it's always good to know. But I'll tell you one thing: uBlock Origin works fucking brilliantly, man. It blocks so much crap, man. But that's I assume it's available for Windows. I'm on, as BB would describe, a crappy Linux system, right? It's so I assume it'll work on Windows as well too, so but there you go. AdBlock is working on Firefox at the moment, and as soon as the ad blockers stop working, I think that's it. I'm out, man, because there's no way I'm going to be. You know what? I swear to God, man, no, there's no way they're going to turn YouTube into fucking television, as far as I'm concerned. If I had to sit through fucking ads, man, on YouTube, I would lose my fucking mind. I know some people are plagued with it, right? Sometimes I have nothing set up. I have nothing set up on my phone, right? I have no ad blockers and nothing set up on my phone because I don't use the phone for fuck all. But a couple of times I was unfortunate enough to end up watching YouTube's and even just surfing the fucking internet on the so-called smartphone, right? And I swear to God, I was losing my fucking mind within about 2 goddamn fucking seconds. What is this shit, man? I am getting bombarded with pop-ups, with fucking ads, with fucking cookie fucking bullshit, and it says, how am I going to make I can't make the cookie shit go away on the fucking websites, but it's like I can make ads fuck away, but the cookie bullshit, it doesn't matter where you fucking go. It's like you have to go through this goddamn fucking rigmarole. And the way I am, the way my fucking brain is wired, is like I go through everything. I go through fucking everything before I go visit a fucking site, right? I'm looking at the fucking ads that they're trying to deliver. I'm looking at the cookies they're trying to deliver. I'm going through it and making sure that everything is fucking blocked. I don't want any fucking bullshit on my goddamn fucking machine. But it is just, it is wrecking my fucking head, man. It is ruining my internet experience. It's putting me off going fucking anywhere. Like, you know, it really is like, and each and every day, like I'm getting closer to the point where I'm just saying, this internet is gone to fuck, man. It's almost not worth fucking being on it. Like, you know, that's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. Like, it's just fucking nutsoid. James is using Brave browser. Yeah, I've used Brave. Actually, Brave is not too bad. Actually, I should get back there. I would use Brave, James, a bit more often. Like, but I kind of settled on Firefox because it kind of works for the show the way I need it to work. I need to be able to do this show. I need access to the virtual camera and shit like that. So to be able to work with OBS and stuff like that, like in a more conducive way. So I use Firefox, but if I wasn't doing this show, I'd be on fucking Brave browser. That's for sure. Blazing the same. YouTube app on the phone is terrible for ads. Before each vid loads through it, so browser. YouTube app on phone is terrible for 2 ads before each vid, right? And loads through it, so browser must be the same. Right, yeah. I think it's the same on the. I wouldn't know because my fucking ad blockers working just fine, blazing. My ad blocker just works perfectly. I never see a goddamn ad anywhere. Anywhere. It's like what are YouTube ads? It's like, I don't know, no idea. The only time I even realize just YouTube ads is when I have to fucking reload my operating system and start from scratch, and then all of a sudden I realize, oh shit, I forgot to load the fucking ad blocker. It's like it's like you wonder where you're getting hit with these fucking ads. It's like, oh, okay, that's it, I forgot to do that, you know. So it's amazing what you have to go through, man, just to give yourself a little peace on the fucking interzones, like, and just get away from all the bullshit. If it gets much fucking worse, I'm going back to watching television. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. I've been a little bit delinquent on the chat. Like, I'm just going to scroll back and just see that I miss anybody who might have joined and stuff like that. Because we've got 24 in the chat, so I really don't want to miss anybody. No, it doesn't look like I have, like, you know. So get back on track, Jim. Get back on track. John is saying, the ads are driving me nuts. If I ever see that cunt sell property in the street, I will know him straight out. I think you're saying cunts. I don't know. But I hear you, bro. You know, anything that you can do while the technology is there, while you can still block those fucking ads, make use of it, because the internet is just, it's designed at the moment to drive you fucking nutsoid up here in the fucking head, like, and just to listen to a bit of fucking content. You might have your fucking favorite creator. I'll tell you one thing. If I ever got big and famous on the interzones, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be running fucking ads, man. No fucking way, man. And I'll tell you what, I won't be doing a fucking. I wouldn't have anything got to do with it. Like, I'll tell you, one of my kind of like, I kind of like him, but he's gone boring. He's gone boring over the last couple of years, right? Which is the salty cracker. I kind of like him, like but he's a fucking libtard, man. He's a wannabe fucking conservative, like he used to be a fucking libtard, and now he's fucking selling his fucking soul to these fucking companies who are doing these survival shit and fucking health medical. I said, fuck off, cracker, man. You're just a fucking sellout, man, right? You wouldn't have anything got to do with it. Like his community were throwing hundreds of fucking dollars at him, right? At a time, hundreds of fucking dollars. They were throwing it at him, like because of his message, like because he was like he coming out like he had all the fucking speak. He had all that fucking speak, right? He says, "Oh, look at these liberal bastards and all this fucking shit. And these blue-haired cunts, look what they're saying. This, that, the fucking." They were literally throwing hundreds of fucking dollars at him at a time to say that, and now he's fucking selling adverts. He's got a big following and stuff like that. But I'll tell you what, I can't listen to Little Arsehole anymore because I know what he is. He's a fucking liberal at fucking heart, right? Who thinks he's now a conservative, like, right? And he still hasn't figured out the shit, right? There's no fucking difference, left or fucking right. It's all the fucking goddamn one thing. And he's just the other cheek of the arse, right? What a fucking idiot. Well, no, maybe he's not an idiot. Like, he's just he's latching onto a capitalist fucking. He's just latching onto that fucking paycheck. That paycheck. He's selling his fucking soul slowly but fucking surely, like following in line, like the Alex Joneses and the whole fucking lot. Matt is saying Privacy Ledger is unintrusive and effective. Or Privacy Badger. Well, I do have to look into some sort of like ad blocking from my phone. I have to say, I have to. I can't use my fucking phone on the internet. I don't want to. I don't like using my phone full stop. Like, and anybody who knows me, who just be trying to contact me on the phone. It's like it's not very easy, right? Because I don't use it most of the time. It's out of fucking power, right? But there are times when I would just love to if I was out at work or somewhere like that, when I do take my phone with, the only time I take my phone with me is when I'm going out and about doing shit, right? And just away from home. And the odd time I just might want to just check on something, right? Doesn't matter what, like I'm getting bombed with these fucking ads, and I swear to God, it puts me off using the phone. I fucking hate the phone. Absolutely hate the goddamn fucking phone. What am I covering tonight? So far, I'm just talking a load of fucking shit about fucking privacy and apps, like and things like. But there was one thing I did want to cover. Actually, it was like a topic that came up there. I think it was last week, right? There was one thing. If I'm going to talk about fucking something that was on my mind right now, that you got me fucking going, Rob. Here we go. Just make sure I'm just up to date with the goddamn chat. Chris likes Cookies Jamie gaming channel. I do too. I think there's a lot to be learned from killing zombies. Indeed, Chris. Chrome equals Google, says Pete. Indeed, there's no fucking difference. All these goddamn DuckDuckGo equals fucking Google, or equals Google. It's it's like equals being an equivalency. The very same fucking thing. They all use Google fucking search at the end of the day and just mix it around a little bit more. And they try to sell you the idea that, oh, we're totally private and we don't store any. We wouldn't do that. No, we don't store any of your data. No, absolutely not. God's honest truth. It's like, holy shit, man, fuck off. Anyway, Chris is I used America Online. I couldn't think, I've never even been in America. Peter's saying you need to find the right forums. Start page up about, I, look, you got all these fucking search engines, like, and they all promise you the fucking sun, moon, and the goddamn stars. But can you fucking believe anyone these days? I had it using Chrome for YouTube, and for non Google stuff, I use Firefox or Brave. DuckDuckGo browser blocks all trackers. Could you document and verify that? I'll keep an open mind. I'll keep an open mind, but could you document and verify that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't trust any. I don't trust any of these cunts, right? Oh, baby, you could. Okay, I'd like to see your data. I would like to see your data, right? And how you figured it out. Absolutely, I would love to see that because I don't actually trust any of them anymore. It's like you got all these companies that they're like if you look at a lot of channels like they're out there and they're promoting all these VPNs, like and said, oh, this VPN is the one. They would never, 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 never gather your data or give it on to anybody else. Really? How are you going to prove that? Could you prove that to me? How are you going to fucking prove that? Can anybody prove fucking anything, right? It's like, apart from fucking taking the word of some corporate slut on the fucking internet, how are you going to fucking prove it, right? That's all I'll say, like, on that. Like, I don't trust any fucking corporation, any company online. They're all part of the same fucking game. They're all gathering data, every fucking one. And I don't care whether you're behind a fucking VPN. Tor, which is supposed to be the bastion of fucking freedom, like it's a fucking goddamn mill operation, right? It's a goddamn mill operation. They know everything that's going on in fucking Tor, right? So how is somebody going to explain to me that, like, okay, oh, Brave is safe. Brave is safe. No, sorry, I don't believe anyone. Oprah has a VPN built in. Yeah, of course it does. And they all promise the sun, moon, and stars speech. Yeah, I believe you. I believe you. It's the God's honest truth. Yes, absolutely. I wouldn't lie to you. Get the one eye. Let's get the one eye out. Let's get the one eye out. Huh? I wouldn't tell you. I wouldn't tell you a lie. Holy shit, man. Oh god. I'll tell you what. It's like, so I have to laugh at it all sometimes too, because look, I am a trusting person as well too, and I want to believe the best. I do. I absolutely do want to believe the best in people. Like, but when it comes to corporations, this is like, there's only so far my trust will go. Like, so I'm at the stage now where I don't believe any fucking cunt. I don't even believe what I'm seeing, right? In videos or nothing like that. I don't believe anything I see, hear, or read, because you don't know whether it's been written even by a fucking real person or a goddamn fucking AI fucking bot. It's just gone like that, yeah. BB is saying the DuckDuckGo browser shows the number of and which trackers were blocked. 381 trackers for me in the last week. Okay, so if they've managed to block 381 trackers in last week, how many did they miss? Just asking. How many did they miss? How can you be sure that they've got all their ducks in a row? It's like, and you got to trust them. You got to trust them that, like, how do you know that some fucking bot isn't just posting fictitious numbers to your browser. Yeah, you got to trust them, right? Where's the independent verification of what they've blocked? Is there a way to verify what they've blocked? It's like just one of those things. I'm just asking, right? I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm just saying, like, where's the independent verification? Is it possible to independently verify that they've blocked that many trackers, right? How you doing, Michael? Dr. God was throwing a bunch of red flags around the time I got kicked off Fakebook roughly 5 or 6 years ago. Okay, right. Peter saying for the normal user, there are plenty of options for madmen like you. There are analog options made. I don't know if that's meant that's directed at me, right? That could be directed at me. I don't know. Um, all I know is I've gone very, very cynical. That's all I know. Just very, very cynical about technology because I think I kind of have a fair idea how it works, and I have a fair idea that they're gathering everything, no matter which. They control all the entry points and all the exit points of the interzones, and I don't trust any of them. And promises mean nothing to me. Like, their mission statements mean nothing to me because I don't trust anyone on fucking line anymore. Uh, no, I trust the people here. Like, I trust everybody here that they're honest, like with the responses in the chat room and stuff like that. Like, but when it comes to to companies that are providing services, no, I don't trust any of them, and that's just the way I'm gone. Like, maybe I'm just gone too fucking cynical. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just become too untrusting. Maybe I should be more trusting of the corporate machine. Maybe they're not our enemies after all. I'll have to stew on that for a little while. But yeah, it has come to my attention, right? It's come to my attention that I'm not doing my job right here, okay? And I've given a good bit of thought to this during the week, right? Not a good bit, like, but a bit, like, I didn't fucking obsess over it or anything like that. Well, I was told last weekend that I'm not fucking interacting with the chat properly, right? I'm not doing my fucking job, right? And that rather than pausing the chat, right? Rather than pause the chat, right? When I have to go away and do something like in the background, which does happen from time to time, that I should be starting at the bottom and working my way up, right? And I was just thinking during the week, he says, holy shit, man. That's not something you say to another lad, dude. That's not one thing one lad says to another lad. He said, you start at the bottom and work your way up. That sounds like dirty fucking bedroom talk, right? It's like, holy shit. Start at the bottom and work your way up. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Like, and this is an interesting artifact which has got to do with streaming, like, and maybe people don't realize this, like. People might think that, like, what's happening here, like, between when I say something here in this shithole where I am, right, and by the time it gets to you, there's a little thing called fucking latency, right? So the idea, you have to sort of like get rid of the idea that, like, there's a sort of like real-time communication thing going on here. It's like, no, that's not what's going on. I mean, there's a little thing called latency, okay? There's and this affects everything on the internet, like latency, ping time, and stuff like that. Like, you peeps out there are something like, and it could be anywhere between 15 to 30, 40 seconds behind me, by the time I say something, it could take up to 40 seconds before it reaches somebody out there in Disneyland, right? Now, and by the time that, like, what I have said, like 40 seconds prior, that it registers in your brain and that you get the type of response into the chat, and by the time it takes that chat to get back to me, how long are we talking about? We're talking about a good bit of time here, right? Like, we're way off real time here, way off real time, So I know people might like me to be able to interact in real time, and sometimes it's very, very difficult, right? When you're trying to keep track with the conversation that's going on in the chat, like sometimes it's quite difficult. And like, for anybody who knows what it's like, just to try to run fucking back office here, fucking, you could be flitting backwards and forwards between the chat. You could be lining up videos. You might have to make alterations to fucking settings. You might have to change scenes in OBS, like, to keep track on the chat. Like, I chose a method, like, to just if I have to go away, I chose a method to pause the chat, like, and there's no pause button. It's just like scroll up a little bit and the fucking chat won't fucking disappear. It's like, so there is no real time here. And but the point that was being made is quite valid, right? The point that was being made was that, like, I was missing comments, right? I was missing comments, and I was losing the context as the chat goes on, right? And I get that. I understand that, like, but if you're looking at it here from my point of view, like, sometimes people are just typing 2 or 3 words, and they think that they're in real time synced with me, but that's not what's going on. You're way behind me. You're way behind me, and by the time that you actually send your message, I'm actually way behind you as well. It's like, this is the nature of things. So what I want to say, that I'm a pragmatist, right? I'm a pragmatist. I would love to be able to accommodate all. I was given a lot of thought to this during the week, an awful lot of thought to it. It says, what is the solution to this, right? And the solution is this, right? If your comment is really, really important, right, and if it requires don't put in 2 or 3 word responses, right? Just try to keep the context, right? Try to keep the context. It would help me a lot, like, because then I'd know what everybody's on about. Sometimes, because I do this, I do this myself on other channels, because I kind of understand the difficulties that broadcasters have, like just trying to understand if people are directing comments at them or whether they're just talking to other people in the chat. It can be quite difficult just to differentiate, right? So if the context is really, really important to you, like, just don't lose the context. If you have a question or a point to make, and if it's really, really fucking important to you, just provide a little bit of context. It would help me out a lot, right? It really would, because I'm not a mind reader, and I don't want to miss people's comments either. Like, but at the same time, like, sometimes, like, when people just provide 2 or 3 words and they think they're in real time with me, but you're not. Like, by the time your comments reach me, I'm already a minute down the fucking road, right? I'm probably talking about something else completely fucking different, and I'm sitting here wondering, like, okay, what's that comment about there? I don't know. It's like, right? So I usually just scroll on. So yeah, sometimes comments go into irrelevance here on my end because of the fact that, look, this is not real time shit, right? You're behind me and I'm behind you, and that's just the way it is. And there's no way fucking around this shit. So if your comments are really important, just try to keep the context. It might mean a little bit of extra typing, a little bit of extra typing. Just say, for example, if I was to type RE colon context, context, colon context, context bullshit. And it's like just a couple of extra words maybe might help, like, especially if your comment is important to you, right? It does help me out a little bit because sometimes it's hard to figure out like what's going on in the chat, right? It's difficult. I would love to be able to know intuitively what everybody is on about in the chat, and it's not always possible. It's really not always fucking possible because sometimes people can be cryptic, and sometimes it's just some people just type just 2 or 3 words, and it's just like, and then you don't know whether they're just talking to somebody else in the chat or whether they're talking to you or whatever. So uh, I do want to bring that point up, and just to let people know who have been sort of like concerned about my inability just to keep up with the chat, like, and just to let you know that it's not that I don't want to. It's just like sometimes it's very very hard to know what people are talking about sometimes on the chat, like, especially when there is no context, right? Especially, and I know I can lose context, right? I know that, like, but it's but the reason I'm losing context is because people are not helping me go back to the context. So just keep in mind that, like, there is a time delay here. There's an absolute time delay going on the interzones, um, and the time difference makes a big difference. It's so important. Like, latency is such a big deal, especially for people who do music and stuff like that. Context, uh, latency is a massive issue. Like, it makes certain types of work online near impossible to achieve. Like, because you've got this timing issue, right? It can be achieved. Like, you can synchronize stuff over the internet. Like, but you need a clock. You need a master clock to do it. Like, people who try to work with music will know what I'm talking about here. Like, but anyway, that's irrelevant for this point. But like, latency, just just so people understand that, like, I know I lose context sometimes in the chat by not, especially by not keeping up in real time. But just so that there is no real time conversation going on here. Right? Just, this is not real time. You fuckers are in the past. It's like, it's just the way it is, man. Just the way it is, and there's nothing I can fucking do about it, man. I'm dependent on fucking communication from through routers and stuff like that on the interzones, and they work on their own time schedule, and sometimes they fail as well too. So, baby, saying my head's starting to toe spin. Oh, shit, the chat has been going on way ahead. Anyway, look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let's get on with proceedings. I have a few bits and pieces I wanted to bring up tonight now, and very very important little bits and pieces. But where to start now? Where to start? I seen today that there was massive protests in London, pro-Palestinian protests, and I, in a way, I was kind of glad to see it, right? And and I have to be very fucking careful what I'm talking about online from now on, especially on this channel, because we could get booted off the interzones in a flash if we don't sort of like if we don't proclaim our aberration of what Hamas have done. And I 100% condemn what they've done. Absolutely, absolutely condemn what they've done. Bastards, right? Okay, that's out of the way with. So I don't give a fuck, right? Um, to be honest, right? I think what I said last week, I still stand by. There's a blood price to be paid in that land for what's been done to a certain people. And I think you'll all be able to figure out what I'm saying here. I do not stand with the ones that we're being told to fucking stand with. I do not stand with them. I don't stand with them. And I'll tell you one thing, when the hordes run over them, when they run them over, I might cry a little bit, maybe. Maybe I might shed a tear. A tier, maybe. I don't know, but I'm watching what's going on there very fucking closely, man. Watching very fucking closely what's going on there, and I ain't fucking happy with what I'm seeing. Um, there was I think one of the most poignant little videos that I've seen. I'll play it for you, right? Chris and I stand with you, Kane. You'd imagine, Chris, you'd stand with cocaine. Cocaine running around my brain. Yeah, Rich. Yeah, it has become mighty unholy. Baby, last comment. Alexander Dugan did an interesting prophetic tweet today. Very long. I'll post in Telegram. Don't like him, but yeah, look it. I don't give a fuck, man. Russians can look. It's not the Russian people. It's the fucking Bolsheviks. I can't stand them, right? And they're closely linked to goddamn Israel. The fucking Bolsheviks, the cunts that are running Russia, very, very closely linked. And I know that, like they're saying, that they're supporting Iran. And of course they're fucking supporting Iran. They're supporting all fucking sides of it, man. Fucking bastards, man. They don't give a fuck about Palestinian people, man. I don't like Dugan, man. We've gone off him a big time. Fucking arsehole. I feel sorry for his daughter. Maybe I do. Like it was unfortunate what happened to her. Like, but at the same time, like, who gives a fuck, right? Who gives a fuck, man? It's like another life lost. It's like I don't know much about her, and do I care? No, not really, man. Not fucking really. It's like at the end of the day, the way this is fucking going, we might all be giving our fucking lives for this bullshit. That's the way I see it going. But yeah, thanks for that context. See my last comment, BB. Sometimes I miss shit. Like, sometimes I do miss shit. But thanks for that, mate. But I have a little video that I want to share with you. Like one of the most poignant videos I've seen. Don't worry, I'm not going to share any fucking horrible shit with you, right? I'm not going to be sharing any violent fucking stuff with you now tonight, man. I'm pretty sure, like, if you've been tuned in, you've seen quite fucking enough of it. Like, but I think one of the most poignant videos that I've seen. Now, just give me a moment, just to find it back and see, like, it it was a little Palestinian girl, right? She was right in the middle of the fucking war zone as this is when the shit was just starting to kick off, right? I'll just have to switch the screen share here. Let's do a screenshot, right? Yeah. And what I want you to pay attention to, right? What I want you to pay attention to here is just as the bombs are falling, just look at what this girl. Look at this girl. Just look at this girl. I'll comment more afterwards, right? I'll comment a little bit more afterwards, right? And oh yeah, God, I best make sure that I've got the audio. I haven't got my audio set up either. So CD bin. Oh God. Dot slash. Yeah. I need to connect you and. Yeah, sorry about this, but it's like it can be complicated. I have a complicated fucking setup here, and it's a bit awkward just getting audio back down to you guys from the browser. It's a little awkward, right? So, but this should work. This should fucking work just nicely, and make sure the audio volume is up. But just pay attention to this little girl, right? And what she's saying, like it was just so poignant.
Okay. During war times, all the neighbors, they just keep their doors open so you can just enter your neighbor's house. It's okay. For my neighbors, they didn't evacuate as well. They have their windows down. Here are their windows. And here is the family. They're gathering all together, also in a place far away from the window. I was trying to explain things, but I think you can hear them now. I'll go check on my parents.
Should go check on her parents.
Now, we're inside the house right now, and literally we can't breathe. That's the view from the window, and I can't keep it open. That's the view from the balcony. There is literally no view. You can't see anything.
Oh, man. I think out of all the videos that I've seen this week, that was the most poignant one that I found. Like, did you notice? Like, did you actually notice when the bombs were going off? When the bombs were going, she didn't even flinch. She didn't even flinch. It's like that little girl is well used to that shit, man. That wasn't her first exposure to a fucking explosion in her neighborhood. Like, she didn't even flinch. It's like you could see she stopped dead. You could see the blast move her hair and stuff like that. It was like, oh shit, man. And I'm starting to wonder now: is that little girl still alive? Just tough, man. There's a tough situation going on there in Gaza, man. Really, really fucking tough. Baby St. Dugan is a Satanist under skin. I'd agree with you, bro. John Smith is saying setup. They was pre-warned. They moved troops away from the border. They held an international festival on the border so they would be kidnapped. No evidence of the alleged atrocities. Yeah, I have a few videos to share on that, John. Just um, a few videos have surfaced from people who would have worked in the IDF, like who have very strong comments to make on that. I'm going to share them with you, like because we are partly a conspiracy channel here. I think it's appropriate to focus on what we can sort of like say for certain, like and for sure. I'm convinced this attack was allowed to happen. I am convinced that those people were allowed to be fucking murdered, right? Absolutely convinced of it. Like, it sort of like fits the modus operandi. He wants my hat. That's gonna cost you, Denny. Right? Peter's saying Israel's going to bomb for 3 weeks. No, they're going to wipe those people out. They're going to wipe them out if they're allowed. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think they're going to have their way. I think um, I'll save my comments about what's going to fucking happen on a little bit later because there's a few more videos I do want to share. But that little video of the Palestinian girl, just it hit me here in the fucking heart, man. Just seeing her in the fucking war zone, man, bombs dropping in her fucking neighborhood, and so close that like it actually the concussion wave coming from the blast, you could see it hit her hair and stuff like that, and she never flinched, man. She didn't flinch at all. It was like, and it's this, you poor little thing, like this is what you're living in. This is the shit that you're fucking living in, man. And I'm telling you what, like when war comes to our part of the world as a result of this, like, and we have this coming. We have this coming. Absolutely. And, but anyway, I have another video. There's a few videos I do want to share tonight now because I do have some. Why isn't anyone questioning if the terrorists were Mossad or not? Did it? I'll tell you what, Chris. I have a little bit to share from what's her name? A little bit later on. We'll get into that a little bit later on. But like Mossad, all these terrorist organizations are very, very closely linked. I'll just put it that way. Very, very closely linked. They all work with each other. Mossad would be working with ISIS, to be working with Hamas. I mean, Israel was funding Hamas. I mean, this is no secret anymore. You know, we know this is going on, right? We know this is going on. It's like they haven't hidden it, right? So, of course, Mossad. But I did get a little bit of information from a there's a site I follow, like Israeli News Live. Stephen Ben-Nun. He's a fucking crazy con. He's mad in the head, like, you know. But he does come out with some good information from time to time when he's not fucking going on about his biblical prophecy stuff and all that, you know, all that stuff. Like, so I've got a few links to show. Hopefully they're still alive, because I've noticed one or two of the links were taken down. But no, this one is still up anyway. Okay, that's a good start. So this is a woman who worked with the IDF 25 years ago, right? And what she's saying is that there's no way, in my view, that Israel did not know what's coming. Something is very wrong here. This surprise attack seems like a planned operation on all fronts. So just give me a moment just to get the audio straight on this. Look, hopefully now it won't be too loud. It's always hard to know, but let's see. Are we on screenshot? Are we on screenshot? Yeah, we are on screenshot. Okay, that'll do. That'll do.
October 7th, 2023. This is Efrat Fenigzon, and I'm here to share an update from Israel-Hamas war, which started this morning. I'm going to share some key details and concerns, mostly based on Israeli citizens' voices from the ground and based on official statements. This is a very tough day for me and for us in Israel, and it is tough for people of Palestine too, especially now that Israel is starting to attack back. This war and every war is a horrible thing for everyone involved, except for those who get rich from it, right? This morning, around 6 a.m., around sunrise, hundreds of Hamas terrorists, at least 300, breached the border fence in multiple places, completely unimpeded, leading to terror attacks and kidnappings in Israeli towns or villages. The terrorists infiltrated a significant number of dry land outposts, as well as a naval infiltration point in Zikim. As we speak, Israel is actively engaged in combat in 22 outposts. This is from the IDF statement, the official statement. The attacks have already resulted in over 100 casualties and more than 100 kidnaps of Israeli citizens. In one village, 50 Israelis have been taken hostage, leaving people locked in shelters for long periods of 8 to 9 hours without rescue. By the way, the 100 kidnappings is not the official number. It's what we hear from people on the ground. I think official numbers talk about 30 or 40 people, but we know there are more. In some places, the terrorists were burning the village and people didn't know if to leave the shelter and surrender or stay and pray for the fire to not reach them. Many young people who were in a big outdoor party near the Gaza envelope villages were attacked there. Some ran away, some were injured, and some are still missing. Apparently, Israeli defense forces that were supposed to be around Gaza were placed around the West Bank because of security concerns, so that the Gaza envelope was left unoccupied with military. They say around 60 to 80% of that area was left without the IDF forces that were supposed to be there. Soldiers are being recruited for reserves as we speak from this morning, but because of stupid reasons such as no public transport, they're waiting hours to get to the bases. Mainstream media, this is an interesting point, apparently admits that IDF spokesperson is forbidding them to tell the complete truth about what's happening, highlighting a lack of transparency. And this is to the Israeli citizens. I'm not even talking about overseas. I'm talking about to the people of Israel here. For hours and hours, the reports that came from the mainstream media were completely lacking, and people started to rely mostly on the news from each other, from people on the ground. Only now, 6 p.m. Israel time, or it's actually 7 already, 12 hours after the event started, we received the first formal statement from the IDF spokesperson, and I will include an article with that statement in the notes. A year ago, there was a military operation in Gaza to prepare for such events, and ongoingly there are trainings for these kind of scenarios. This raises serious questions for me anyway about Israeli intelligence. What happened? 2 years ago, there was a successful deployment of underground barriers with sensors to alert exactly on these kind of terrorist breaches. Israel has one of the most advanced and high-tech armies. How come there was zero response to the border and fence breaching? I cannot understand that. Personally, I served in the IDF 25 years ago in the intelligence forces. There's no way, in my view, that Israel did not know of what's coming. A cat moving alongside the fence is triggering all forces. So what happened to the strongest army in the world? How come border crossings were wide open? Something is very wrong here. Something is very strange. This chain of events is very unusual and not typical for the Israeli defense system. With the recent normalization efforts of Israel and Palestine led by Saudi Arabia, I wonder whether a prisoners exchange deal is something that could only be seriously considered by Israel if a shocking event like that happened. Is it a possibility that only with Israel hostages it can be justified to release dangerous prisoners from Israeli prisons? I don't know. Mainstream media reported that Deputy Hamas leader Salah al-Aruri suggests using Israeli prisoners for leverage in negotiations. So maybe. A point about the situation in Israel in the past few years, which I want to make, is related to and those who follow me know that there's a general sense of insecurity in Israel. There's political and social instability and unrest. Public funds are being misused on agendas such as COVID, climate, judicial reform, abolishing cash, and many more. The current government is highly corrupt in my view, while the previous one was no better. I don't care about having a popular opinion. I care about exposing evil forces wherever and whomever they are. So to me, this surprise attack seems like a planned operation on all fronts. This is a failure to protect the people of Israel, for sure. Perhaps the biggest failure since the Yom Kippur War exactly 50 years ago, if not bigger. By the way, is it a coincidence? It's exactly 50 years ago, almost on the day. The Yom Kippur War was on October 6, 1973. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say that this feels like the work of the deep state. It feels like the people of Israel and the people of Palestine have been sold once again to the higher powers that be. At the same time, this is still very, very difficult to fathom. Have a good evening.
So there we go. That was probably one of the most poignant videos that I've seen this week. And a shout out now to Stephen Benoon, conspiracy theorist central, for actually sort of like providing a link to that, because otherwise it would have been very, very hard to find. Um, there was one other video that he posted a link to. He was supposed to post a link to it, but he didn't post it. But anyway, I'll forgive him for that. Like it's not easy. It's not easy to. How you doing, Steve? So that little lady there sums up the general sentiment of normal Jewish people in Israel, right? Normal Jewish people in Israel do not want the Palestinians to be treated the way they've been treated, right? It's unfathomable to them, like, you know. And this lady is spelling it out. I think the Jewish people were being used as pawns here. I think this is a goddamn fucking setup. It stinks to high heaven. There is no way, no fucking way their security fucking failed them. Like 6 to 8 hours to respond? Are you fucking nuts? You know? I have heard reports that they have automatic fucking systems that will open fire and anything getting close to the fucking getting close to that fucking fence, man. There's no fucking way that was allowed. And where the fuck, right? Where the goddamn fuck did Palestinians get access to mechanized paragliding machines? Nothing gets in or out of fucking Gaza. Nothing. Absolutely goddamn nothing gets in or out of fucking Gaza. Right? Nothing. It is an open air goddamn fucking prison. Nothing. Unless it goes through the goddamn fucking tunnels. And we know there's tunnels, like, but maybe it is possible to get shit like that in and out of fucking. Maybe. I don't know. Clearly, like, they've got fucking advanced rockets coming online now. There's some of the weaponry I've seen was like much upgraded, right? Much upgraded. Something is getting in. Something is getting in there. What I think happens next? No, that's the thing. Like, that is the thing, right? Yeah, Pete, tunnels, indeed, yeah. Absolutely, like it'd be a long haul, like, you know, but the tunnels will do it, like, you know, but it'd be slow work dragging shit through fucking tunnels, but like for a motivated people, yeah, it could be done. Absolutely. Maybe you're saying they need a burnt offering to bring forth their Mashiach. I mean, I wish you could just sort of like lump the Israelis in just one big fucking heap and just say it's all them, like, but I have to be honest, and I'll tell you what, the Zionist Christians, those fucking idiots, man, they are just as much to blame. They are crying out for this. They've been crying out for this for fucking years. The war in the Mideast to usher in the second coming of Christ. This is their goal. They actually honestly believe that all they have to do is to usher in the fucking next world war, and that's it. That the Messiah will come to save. These people are fucking head the balls. They're fucking not well in the goddamn fucking head. How you doing, Black Dahlia? No mention of Ukraine and Russell Brand now. Oh, Russell Brand is still in the fucking headlines. That fucking gobshite, man. Fucking Satanist arsehole. And do you know what? The sad thing is, nothing will ever fucking happen to him. He's a bollocks, like, but he's not a bot. But no, he's actually a bot. He's actually a fucking useful fucking idiot, man. Drug addicted, fucking stupid bollocks, like, and he's. And I'm sorry even to fucking mention his name on this channel. It's like, he's not even worth talking about, man. He should be just sent to the goddamn pit where he belongs with Satan, right? And then, well, I'm at the stage now where I don't even want to mention fucking arseholes like fucking Brandt or fucking Jones or you name it. You name your fucking name your fucking arsehole, and I don't even want to mention their goddamn fucking names here because I'll tell you what, they don't deserve the coverage that they get. You know, um, so many fucking channels just they lap all this bullshit up. They lap all this fucking bullshit up like they're they're so-called fucking heroes of the truth movement, like your Russell Brands, like the truth movement. You know what? Fucking if Russell Brand is the truth movement, I'll tell you what, I want nothing got to fucking do with it, right? Nothing. Yeah, Mahat. Yeah, Brand he is well. He's more than an actor. He's an insider. Like he's he's part of the fucking organization, but he's still such a low minion. He's irrelevant. Like he's irrelevant. He's dispensable to them. Like so, it is what it is. Like he's he's a drug addicted bollocks, right? And you can see it. Like I look at him. I know a fucking junkie when I see them, right? I was a junkie long enough my fucking self. And I'll tell you what, I know a fucking junkie when I see one, right? And Brand is a goddamn fucking junkie. He is a sick, perverted little arsehole. And I tell you what, his fucking time is coming. Like judgment is on the fucking way, right? Russell, face, bothered. It's like, no, fuck off, man. Russell Brand me arse, man. No, he's not worth my fucking time. I shouldn't even fucking mention his goddamn fucking name. He's a bollocks, right? And that's all I'll say about the prick, right? um, there was a rabbi. I think there was a rabbi mentioned in the Steve Benoon post. Pete, I'm not the quiz guy, dude. I know, Pete. I'm not the quiz guy either. I'm fucking useless at quizzes, man. John is saying Brandt was exposed at the student protest and ran down the road. He's a follower of the Kabbalah. I'll tell you what. The only thing fucking Brand is following is a fucking straw following a goddamn line as he fucking follows it. As he fucking just before he talks shite out of his goddamn butt mouth, right? That's all he does, man. That's the only thing he's fucking following because he's getting nowhere. He's getting nowhere near the 33rd degree. I'll tell you what. That little cunt is probably going to end up hanging from a fucking bridge in London at some fucking stage. And I'm not fucking condoning anybody go out and hang the bastard. He'll do it himself. He will. Absolutely. Like he's a train wreck just waiting to fucking happen, right? Anybody who's been connected into fucking, what's that gobshite's name with the white hair? Jimmy Savile, right? Anyone who was so close to him, and I'll tell you what, it's not going to end fucking well for you, brother. No, you're on the wrong fucking platform. I think you're on the wrong train fucking platform. It ain't going to fucking end well for you. Kind of running out of fucking time here. Because there's a few little bits of videos that I did want to hit on tonight. Very, very important. I got a Kay Griggs one that I want to share with you, right? Very, very important video. I'll have to organize in the background, but there still is a few more little bits from this Israeli News Live that I do want to fucking share because they are kind of relevant. They're kind of relevant. Let's see. Bear with me now a second. I think this one is a rabbi. This one is rabbi. It's 1 minute and 28 seconds, right? This one, it's not too long. I'm not going to bore you to death with long fucking videos tonight. But the Kay Griggs one is going to be a little bit longer than the rest of them. So just keep that in mind. So
our army look like a joke. The whole world is shocked. How is it possible? Where was the army? The army did not start to respond at least 4 hours until already hundreds of people were murdered. Everyone is in shock. I spoke to a few people who used to be in intelligence. They say if a mouse would touch the fence, 20 jeeps will get there in less than a minute. This is how strict it used to be. It has to be an inside job. Cannot be that they broke the fence in 15 places and broke in and nobody responded, not one bullet was shot. And then they occupied the military base that had tanks over there. And they took the tank and they drove over people. This is only the stick in the hand of Hashem. It's only Hashem. Hashem did this to us. Hashem did it to these girls, to these kids, to these old women, to the soldiers. Hashem decided that rockets would fall on our end. Hundreds of them every day, hundreds, thousands. Hashem decided that they will kidnap 150 people and torture them in a worse torture you can imagine that words cannot describe. Because we were worried about them and not what the Torah says, now we are paying and we eating what we cooked for ourselves. That's one of the many reasons why Hashem did this to us.
Now, I'm not a religious tard, right? I'm not 100% sure what he means by Hashem. That's for people more eloquent than me, but what this was.
They made our army look like a joke.
Hold on, I was just gonna see through it all. See through it all. Too. Let the experts do the Mizrahi clips around here. I heard this one, didn't post it. Lol. Yes, it was an inside job, but it needs further context. Hashem did it. Hashem did it. This to us. Hashem did it to these girls, to these kids. Right. Okay. I don't know what Hashem is. I should have probably looked it up earlier, but I'll probably look it up after the show, and just get a little bit further into it, But bear in mind, see through it all. He posts a lot of stuff from Adam Green and stuff like that. This could be Adam Green for all I fucking know. I'm not 100% certain, but at the end of the day, it's worth keeping in mind. But that was a rabbi. That was an actual rabbi. I think he's based somewhere in New York. As far as I know, oh, God. As far as I know, he's in New York, right? And that was his comments on what was going on there during that debacle at the fucking Jewish border. So just in case you might think that there's not many people wondering about what the fucking failure was at the Israeli border. There's a lot of people asking a lot of goddamn fucking questions, man, and a lot of people fucking realize that there's something smells off. Not too unlike 9/11, right? Not too unlike 9/11. False flag or not, Gaza is done. Pete, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure Gaza is done. I see this going a whole different way. Jimmy, I changed your sex down from John Smith. He's talking about the West, Ginny. Hashem. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. I'll have to get back to you on the Hashem. Hashem is the Hebrew name for God from Black Dahlia. There you go. If I was to put a name on it, that's what I would have said. God, right? But I didn't want to say it because I didn't know. But thanks for that, Black Dahlia. Fair play. Fair play. Thanks for that comment. I wouldn't have put it on the West at all. I believe that. I believe that. But what was I saying to Pete there? Pete was saying Gaza is done. I'll tell you what I think is going to happen, Pete. I think Israel is going to get overrun. I think Israel is about to get wiped off the face of the map. That's what I think is going to happen. If they go into Gaza and spark a regional conflict in that area, I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling, like, when you look back at the history of what when you look back at the history of that area of the world, and you start to realize that, like, the Jews and the Arabs used to live in harmony there. They always lived in peace, right? They always lived in peace. And then the interlopers came in, and then when they started to expel the Palestinians, and I think it was in around 1948 or something like that. Um, and up to that point, like, there was a lot of problems. Like, there was a lot of there's a lot of history there with colonialists as well too. Like, the Arabs were protecting the Jews, and they were hiding them in their homes and stuff like that. But 1948, it all fucking changed, and next thing you know, I'll say Israel. I'll say Israel started to annex certain regions of that area and move people. That's where the people of Gaza come from. They came from the annexed areas of what is now called Israel. You know, it's a terrible fucking history, man. It's hard reading. It's hard fucking reading. But I tell you, it's got echoes of our own history here in Ireland, right? It's got echoes of our own history here in Ireland, of how we ourselves were sort of annexed out of our own towns and villages. And what was it Cromwell said? We had to go to hell or to Connacht, right? And this is how it fucking was here in Ireland too. It's and to see these people going through that now is what, more or less, like, in this time frame. It's fucking awful, man. Shouldn't fucking happen. Shouldn't happen. Not in a civilized fucking world. Um, and to see Western regimes supporting this fucking type of bullshit, I'll tell you what, man. You know that the Antichrist is kind of running things, right? And I'm not a religious tard. I'm not a religious tard at all. But I accept the fact that, like, there's an evil entity in control just at the moment now, and I can't put my finger on it, like, but the 100% evil entity in control at the moment, pushing forward this agenda, wherever it's going to lead us, right? This is going to affect us all, right? And I know, and for Regina, I know that, like, you prefer to hear local news, but what's happening in the Mid East right now is going to become local news in the not too distant future, like, because um, this conflict is going to spread a lot of turmoil within our own borders as well too. It's all been arranged like this. Yeah, Black Dahlia, I would agree with you. Like, we are in the end times. It feels like it. I don't know whether it's contrived or whether it's kind of like a cyclical thing, but I do feel that we're there. Is Kitty going? Is Kitty leaving? Good night, Kitty. Yeah, good night, Kitty. Have a good sleep. Have a good sleep. Oh, but I do have a kind of an important video to share. It's not a video. It's a clip from a video. I'll be organizing from behind the scenes, but it kind of like gives some insight into. Oh shit, man! Don't want it to fucking just come up just like that. It kind of gives some insight into what it is that's running this goddamn world. Like, a lot of the time we wonder what the fuck is running this goddamn fucking world, okay? And what are these fucking evil goddamn entities which have taken over, right? And what I have for you is a little bit of an excerpt, and I would urge everyone to take note of what this woman is saying, right? This is a woman called Kay Griggs, okay? She is, I think she's a Baptist. As far as I know, she's a Baptist. I'm not even sure she's alive anymore. She might be dead now at this stage. This is an excerpt from a video that was done in 1997, which is called Kay Griggs Talks, which, if you're ever going to watch anything about how the hierarchy is structured, about how the military intelligence agencies and all the corporations are all connected into each other, how they all work, what's their enforcement arms, you have to listen to this fucking woman, man. She a beautiful woman, right? God-fearing Christian, right? God-fearing Christian, like, and I'm not a Christian, like, but I have a lot of respect for the true believers. Our Tony was a true believer, and I had a lot of respect for Tony, man, and I have a lot of respect for all the true believers. And I don't give a fuck which side they're on. I don't care whether they're Islamic or whether they're Christian or even whether they're Jewish. I don't give a fuck, man. It's like, even I, simple old me, have a concept of God, believe it or not, even though I don't follow any Abrahamic religion, I'm not a pagan or anything like that, but I have my own concept of what God is, right? And it's like, and it's taken me years to refine it, like, but that doesn't matter, like, but she's a good woman. So pay very, very close attention to what she's saying here in this little bit of a clip. I'm not sure how far it goes on. I will play as much of it as I deem fit, because after she finishes, because I'll tell you where I got this from. I got this from Brendan O'Connell, right? Brendan O'Connell was kind enough to do the snips and stuff on this video, like, but she spells it out in very, very clear terms about how the whole fucking thing works, about how the military industrial complex works, how they're all like, we are sold this impression that, like, countries are against each other, such and such a country, but no, she spells it out. All these fucking military agencies are working in tandem with each other, but they're not just military agencies, they are black ops within the military agencies. It's not the whole military as per se, right? It's not the whole military per se, but it's black ops within the militaries, right? Undocumented, unbooked. Nobody knows what they're fucking doing, and they can't be accounted for, like, and how it all relates back to the fucking mafia. These are mafia fucking run operations, and they appear to be working on their own timeline and to their own agenda. So just pay close attention to this chick, right? I hope that the audio is not going to be too loud. What I'll do is I'll try and adjust the audio a little bit as it plays before I go full screen, okay? Now, where are you gone? Where are you gone, Kay? Kay, come out.
Arrest the people that were doing it.
This same New York, New Jersey Jewish mob is the one described by American housewife Kay Griggs. Her 1997 7-hour interview remains the pinnacle of understanding how the world works. If you haven't watched all 7 hours, you'd better start now. Let's hear what Kay has to say about the US and Israeli military and how the drugs, weapons and money flow around Donald Trump's old stomping ground of New York, New Jersey and Atlantic City. How rogue assassins are trained to kill innocent people to then blame on the Arabs or someone else. How Israeli special forces train with US Navy SEALs to kill people in the United States, including former head of the CIA, William Colby. How the United States Marine Corps are the assassins for the mob and work with motorcycle gangs, deal drugs, ship weapons, and organize music festivals as part of the drug culture psychological warfare operation. Kay describes how Lady Di was murdered, how the British were forced out of the Middle East and New York Zionist Jews took over with catastrophic results. Catastrophic for the Middle East, and catastrophic for New Yorkers on 9/11. Let's hear Kay talk. Then let's hear Alex Jones again. Listen.
Your name is Catherine Pollard Griggs.
Yes,
You are the wife of Colonel George Griggs.
yes,
11 years of marriage.
yes,
It's true that your husband is and has been the head of special operations under Admiral Kelso, NATO.
yes,
And it's true that you were the head of the hospitality committee.
yes,
You were the member of the executive board of NATO's Wives Club.
absolutely.
And also that your husband's background includes NATO Defense College in Rome,
Yes,
Princeton class of 1959.
yes,
His intelligence career, his spy career began in Vietnam.
yes,
And it's also true that it continues under this day.
absolutely under General Wilhelm.
And in fact, your husband was an alcoholic
Absolutely,
and probably is to this day.
absolutely.
And during these drunken stupors, he would, so to speak, blab on and tell you everything he knew about the intelligence community.
Everything.
Nothing was hid.
No.
It was like he wanted to relieve himself and unburden his heart.
Yes.
And so he told you everything that you now know about the
Yes.
intelligence community.
Yes.
By your association with him, you have come to understand and know, this, as shocking as this may sound to the people who are viewing this, that the United States military is literally run by sexual deviants, heavy on the homosexual side.
Truly.
And they actually become mind slaves, and that the U.S.
Yes.
military,
Yes.
literally, as outrageous as this sounds, is a mind control operation.
Yes, totally now. Totally now. They've gotten rid of the good folks, like MacArthur. Got rid of them one by one. The one thing I've been able to determine about the current Marine Corps, the Marine Corps that my husband came in with, Gray, Reap, Sheehan, they're all mob.
Now, when you say mob, you're talking mafia type
New
mob?
Jersey Mafia, right. Right.
And there's
Brooklyn, New Jersey. This whole intelligence operation, the OSS, he was recruiting non-communists who were involved in the Spanish subverting Spain. You know what? There's no more. They're not Americans. They're not Christians. They're German existentialists. Now, what are they doing running our nation? It's kind of, they have more affinity for the state of Israel right now than they do our nation. The admiral would go to these parties at this big mansion outside of Marseille. What they did was they invited the wild girls, the secretaries. This guy would guard the parties. Now, how does that make a young guy feel who's got a child? He's guarding an orgy with Israelis. There were Israelis at these parties. Intelligence people. Intelligence? There's not intelligence there for doing criminal activities, selling weapons, going through Tel Aviv, the bank in Rome, selling the weapons illegally. The Israeli agents are the middlemen. And all the money's going to Israel. It was the truth. The money, not just the money that is given to them free and clear, but all the black budget money that Meyer Lansky's group started back in the 40s has been growing and growing and growing. It's like a pyramid scheme. The highest levels of the Marine Corps and the Army in those special operations levels, the individuals are actually in the mob. New Jersey.
You're talking about the mafia type mob?
I'm talking about the Brooklyn, New Jersey mob. My husband, Al Gray, Sheehan, they're all Brooklyn. Cap Weinberger, the Heinz Kissinger. There's the Boston mob, which was shipping weapons back and forth to Northern Ireland. And I don't want to get too deeply involved in that, but it goes Israel. Some of the Zionists who came over from Germany, according to my husband, were so he works with those people. They do a lot of money laundering in the banks,
cash transactions for the drugs that they're bringing over through Latin America, the Southern Mafia, the Dixie Mafia, which is now my husband's involved with in Miami. The military are all involved once they retire. They're, they go into this drug and secondary weapons sales. Take the whole Iraqi thing over because they had been baiting, using the Israeli rogues in Turkey. They were having little zigzag wars. It's all to sell weapons. It's all about weapon sales. It's all about drugs. It's all about funny money.
Making money.
Of course. And I said, well, wait a minute. I think you're wrong. Because Jesus Christ would have been behind peace in the Middle East. Well, I was just, you can't trust her anymore. I wasn't going along with the program of whatever Israel wants to do, if they want to kill Palestinians, if they want to sabotage, because George told me that that's what they do. They do a lot of sabotage. They train NATO intelligence wet operations guys, psychological operations guys.
Okay, now when you refer to wet operations, W-E-T, does that stand for something?
Yes, it means murder, assassinations groups. NATO has a group of assassins and psychological operations specialists who work in combined operations to destroy targets.
Okay.
That the taxpayers are paying young men who are not citizens of the United States to kill innocent people, women and children. They get on a flight from Norfolk and Oceana. They fly to Stuttgart, and I was told this is what they do. Then they go by a special helicopter to countries like Turkey, like the part of Iraq, to Algeria, to parts of Africa, and they do wet ops. They'll just, murder 5, 10, 20 people, and then they blame it on the Arabs, or they blame it on somebody else, but it's actually NATO rogue assassins for Al Gray. Al Gray he pulls the strings. It's all New Jersey mob. Where do you think Al Gray was born? Right outside of Atlantic City. My husband was born in Atlantic City. Sheehan's father was in the mob. You remember that big concert that they had back in the 60s where everybody was smoking pot and they were doing experiments on young people? Mm-hmm. They had all the public...
Yeah, I forget the name.
Who did all the flying of all the bands and the drug dealers and everything? Who arranged it all? General Sheehan's father.
Oh,
this is the head.
Woodstock,
New York. That's where he's from. Now, isn't that unusual that the head of NATO would be, and his brother is doing all kinds of weapons deals and selling things to the military. And I went to his wife's home. They lived in the Virginia house after my husband disappeared.
Well, was Woodstock a kind of
of course, a testing ground for drugs. Okay. Of course, it was just an experiment. Like the Jim Jones thing down there in
Guyana.
Yeah, he was working. I think even little David Koresh was used because he had a Mossad, he had an Israeli agent. They always get away, don't they? The Israelis always are in there, but they get away, don't they? Mandela. I don't mean Mandela. The guy in Panama.
Noriega
he was an Israeli double agent. Anybody who is Jewish is automatically a member of the army, the Israeli army. Mm-hmm. Right. They have a joint relationship. How can they be loyal to America if they will shoot ships like the Liberty, and it's covered up? Mm-hmm. Something is strange when you have a State Department that is run by Israel. There's something really strange. It's no wonder there's no peace. Mm-hmm. Do they want peace? No. They want to control all those little countries around. Pass the Weinberger is involved with a lot of the weapons and drug dealers, the hit squads that are run, the motorcycle gangs that Tedson Myers runs, who is William Colby's law partner, who just happened to meet me when I was with Sarah at the Smithsonian party, Marine, 4th Marine, who they have this hit squad, motorcycle gang in Europe and everywhere. They call it a motorcycle society. Lady Diana is murdered. They have, because I read all the newspapers. I go into Barnes and Nobles, and of course they're going to cut out all the news and stuff. But they had a minor war in the Netherlands or wherever. They had another attack by motorcyclists on Cyprus. In other words, they're stirring up trouble, murdering people so that they'll sell the weapons.
So you really think Diana was murdered rather than just
absolutely.
a reckless
There's no
car accident?
question she was murdered. And there was a woman there, and she was from Pat Robertson's place. She was married to a Jewish guy. And I'm not saying that he was bad. I think I met him once. They were at Carolyn's Christmas party. But it was right after, was it Begin who was killed, or who was shot? The prime minister, the president of Israel.
My mind's blank.
I know, it's either Begin or whatever.
But
Anyway, it was right after that. And it's further thing from my mind. I was thinking, oh, great dinner. This is great. So this woman said, and we were in the middle of the prayer, and she said, oh, just thank you, Jesus. I thank you, God, that you killed Begin. We just praise you for that. This is an evil man. We just praise you, God, that you killed so-and-so.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I've traveled, been 20 times to, England and Scotland and known all these NATO people and so forth. And I'm thinking, what did I just hear? Thank you, God. Jesus killed the head, because he wants peace. This is the guy who got the Nobel Peace Prize with Arafat. And for the Saudi royals during the Roosevelt administration. And the Roosevelt, the New York crowd, was trying to steal all of those countries away from Great Britain. The Balfour Declaration had sort of come in, and there was a guy named Moose, not the present Moose, who has the Africa desk at the State Department, who's an African American, but this was a guy named Moose who helped the State Department steal Saudi Arabia away from Britain. Because Britain was allowing the Saudis to be Saudis, to keep their religion, to keep their culture.
Right.
They were not trying to kill people right off the bat. So George is part of that OSS crowd.
And their stock and trade is just...
One of whom is head of intelligence, is head of computers and the intelligence for the Army, Ron Jarmuth. Now, Ron Jarmuth comes right out and says, I'm an anarchist. His family are New York, old Zionist Jews. He met his wife in a kibbutz. He's a nice, personable guy, but when you say to somebody like me, I'm an anarchist, just so blithely, and Colby, I spoke with personally on the phone. 2 weeks later, he was murdered. He went to Princeton. My husband knew him. He knew my husband. He told me, Colby told me that...
This is General Colby?
No, this is William Colby, who was head of the CIA.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who was murdered in a...
so-called building accident.
I know exactly how that happened, because, you see, the SEAL Teams 6, 4, 6, and 8 are on the East Coast, and then the odd numbers are on the West Coast. And some of the people who are affiliated with the SEALs I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say it. But
Well, are you saying it wouldn't be hard for a SEAL to come from underwater and tip the boat over and make sure the man's dead, that sort of thing?
the Israelis train with the SEALs. They do a lot of wet ops murders over here because of some sort of arrangement.
Yes! Yes, Buck Rogers, let's go, baby! Yeah!
Okay, there's a bit more to that video, but but what I wanted to do was just play that little bit of Kay Griggs, because I've spoken about her before. This is an iconic video for anybody who's interested in understanding what the fuck is going on, right? She recorded that. That was recorded back in 1997, right? Way before the fucking internet, right? Oh shit, man, my cable. I'm after flicking my cable up half a mile in the air. So, way back in 1997, right? Very, very connected woman. She walked the halls where all the fucking powerful people are, like. And it's just amazing that we have that testimony, and it's amazing that it's still up on fucking YouTube, right? Amazing stuff. So if you ever get a chance, just check that. It's called Kay Griggs Talks. It's 7 hours. It's not easy watch. It's not easy. Like it's going to take time to get through it all. Like, but you have to fucking watch it, right? If absolute must, right? I was just blown away, like when I was, so the Israelis were funneling the weapons through Northern Ireland. Any fucking wonder, fucking the IRA are communist fucking arseholes. Goddamn fucking arseholes, the IRA. We had fucking Mary Lou MacDonald, the alleged fucking leader of the opposition party here, donning herself with a goddamn fucking burqa 2 weeks ago. Little bitch, man, I swear to God. I would behead her on the fucking spot if I was an evil bastard. Oh shit! Hold on, I've got to catch her. I'll get her. I'll get his band off. I'll get the channel fucking kicked offline if I carry on like this. It's like, holy shit. Anyway. Jerry said he's seen an interesting article on prisons being full in England, and from this Monday, certain offenders will not go to prison. Look, as far as Jerry, I know what you're saying, like, but it seems to me like certain offenders have been getting away with blue fucking murder for a very long fucking time, man, and that like there is no justice anymore. Just like a fucking license to do what you fucking want, and just all you got to do is just take one or a couple of years out, like sitting inside, like, you know, you can do what the fuck you like, man. And you know what? A small stint in prison is nothing for these bastards, right? Nothing. Yeah, babe. Yeah, it's fucking ancient, like, but it is so fucking relevant, man. It is so goddamn relevant. It is unreal. To understand the fucking world, you gotta fucking know this. You gotta know this goddamn shit, man. You gotta know it. It's like you gotta know it, hear it, and fucking understand what she's fucking trying to convey. This is her legacy. Fair play to her. What a woman! Like, I don't think she's alive. I think she might be dead now. I don't think she's alive anymore. Like, you know, but fair play to her for coming out and speaking truth, like, you know, and to share that, like, because like it's kind of like a missing piece of the puzzle, you know. Peter's saying the Turks are exterminating the Armenians again. No one cares. I know what you're saying, Pete. Who are the guarantors of the Armenian safety? That's all I'll say. Well, no, that's not all I'll say. Russia are supposed to be the guarantors of the Armenian safety, but where the fuck are Russia? Why aren't Russia fucking there protecting the Armenians like was promised? They have a base there on Armenia, right? No, no, Russia are a little bit busy, I believe. Chris, no, not tonight, bro. But I'll tell you what, I might fire up a stream if you want, like, but 7 hours, man, that's a long. You can't do that in one sitting, man. You just can't do it in one sitting. It's a lot in one go. I've listened to it twice already, so but it takes a little bit of commitment, like, you know. But but I did want to just play that. I thought it was a very, very good little short dissection of what's in the content and what you're likely to hear in that content. Like, you know, very, very relevant. That was her legacy to us, the people, that we would know the fucking truth of how it all goddamn works, man. 1997. Fair play to the girl. Years ago, I heard he started wearing women's clothing during COVID. It wouldn't surprise me what fucking people were doing during COVID, like. Holy shit, man. I'll just try, because I'm running out of time here. And this seems relevant. Jimmy, the trouble is Brendan O'Connell plays Kay Griggs, and the next tells you to trust the US military next. Well, you haven't listened to Brendan O'Connell closely enough, right? He's not. He doesn't brand the whole military. He doesn't brand the whole military. If you listen to him closely, like, he'll tell you exactly that it's not the whole military. It's not the whole CIA. It's not the whole FBI. But you have to be open to it. You have to be open to it. And I firmly believe what he's saying. I firmly believe that there are good people in these organizations. I'm just saying, I know, because I see the bastards out there, right? There's good cops, right? There are good cops. There are good fucking judges out there. They're there, but they're fucking helpless. They're helpless. They don't know what to fucking do, right? But we just have to pray to God that they're getting fucking organized and they're able to fucking stop this fucking whole shit before it all goes fucking south. Yeah, I know. No, listen to him. And look, Brendan has resurfaced, right? I know Brendan fucking took an unceremonious fucking exit out of fucking YouTube there quite recently. He lost the fucking plot. I was honored to be there for his unceremonious exit from YouTube when he deleted the whole fucking lot and said, "Fuck the lot of yous are doing fucking nothing." What? But I got him. But he's resurfaced, right? He's resurfaced. If you want to fucking find him, he's on Unit 8200 on Rumble now, right? I just found him there during the week. He's back producing content, and I know one thing, he's my go-to. He keeps my fucking ship fucking steered true north, man. Swear to God, one of the best researchers I have ever come across. And if you're going to turn around and say that he blames the whole military, you have not listened to him. You have not been fucking listening to him, right? Okay, go back, re-listen. Even he will tell you there are really good people. He has met them. What is Jimmy supposed to post? Are people looking for the Kay Griggs post? I'm not sure. I'll post it. I'll tell you what. Let me just get down the comments a little bit. If people want me to repost the K Griggs. I think I can find it. It's out there. K Griggs Truth. K Griggs Truth. It's so easy to find on YouTube if you type it while it's still on there. Still working my way through the comments. I'm sorry, people. That was a long time to be away from the chat. John Smith saying the KGB and the Mossad are connected. Absolutely, and Putin is connected into that ring of fucking vipers as well too. And anybody who thinks Putin has come to save the world from the fucking New World Order needs their goddamn fucking head examined, because they don't know how this fucking world works. Anyway, I'm not going to poop on about that like for too long. Chris has gone into the game, and I hope you're not fucking playing Pokemon, Chris, right? Jesus, man. That's the last thing we fucking need, our Chris to fucking get to get taken over by the Pokemon monster. Sean is saying KGB kill Hugh Gaitskell and put Harold Wilson in his place. Wilson wrote a book called The Wings of Israel, deemed the most pro-Zionist book ever written by a non-Jew. Chris was posting a link there to... Where am I gone to chat? Fucking hell, this chat is gone. I think this chat is after doing something fucking really weird on me. It's after jumping straight to the bomb. Please don't forget to type context in your messages, guys. Thanks in advance for your cooperation. Well, look, it's only if your comment is vital to your existence, right? It's like context, right? If you don't worry that like the host misses the context, it's you don't need to provide context, right? It's okay. It's only if it's vital to your existence, right? Israel are supplying. John is saying Israel are supplying to Azerbaijan to carry on the genocide of the Christian Armenians. It's, you know, the silence coming out of Armenia and Azerbaijan is deafening, right? It is absolutely deafening. Like, holy shit, man! I'm over the 2 hours already, and still the fucking chat is rolling here. Holy shit, man! You guys have been fucking talking some stuff now while I've been away. Yeah, please remember when I go full screen, here, I can't see the chat, so I have no way of keeping up, right? So, Denny says that the K Griggs talks was posted, but I'll tell you what, just in case people didn't get it right. Just in case they didn't get it, like, because it is kind of like essential. Hopefully, it's still on. Good God, I can't see it. Oh, I don't know. Oh, hold on. Here it is here. Kay Griggs interview, 1998. Will Hunt. Right. I think I found it. 7 hours and 18 minutes. 7 hours and 18 minutes. Quality looks A-OK. So for anybody who does want to catch up on that Kay Griggs interview, like, there you go. You won't be disappointed, like, but just beware. Don't try to do it all in one go, okay? Just don't try to do it all in one go. It's like just one of those things. It's too long, and you're going to have to take it in small chunks, right? So however you manage your videos, and especially long ones, you're going to have to take that into consideration, hit the pause button, and So, anyway, on that note, I'm going to call it quits for tonight. I didn't plan on going on this long. In fact, I was half tempted not to do a fucking goddamn show at all tonight. He says, oh, fuck it, man. When did you take a night off, Jim? Because, well, look, you got to take a night off on the 28th anyway. So, right, okay, better do a show then tonight. Right, okay, we'll do a show tonight then. And besides, there was so much going on in the fucking world. I just thought, like, yeah, it's kind of like there's just too much important stuff going on, like, you know, too many important stories going on. Like, maybe we should just go on and just discuss. I wanted to share some of the stuff that I found, like, during the week, like some kind of like essential sort of like components to the big picture, especially the videos that were coming out of Israel from former IDF members and stuff like that. And you know, I thought it was kind of like important that like people get to see some of that stuff, because maybe you don't find it, like, depending on what platform you're on or who you're following and stuff like that, you might not get to see that sort of shit. So, but anyway, with that said, I'm going to chuck in the link to the after show. Can't promise I'm going to stay on long. Can't promise I'm going to stay on long, but there you go. I will sort of like facilitate. Getting everybody in if they want to have a chat with each other afterwards. He said more than welcome. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Don't forget Cookie and Pete on Monday night, and Dr. Rob Tuesday, Cookie Pete Wednesday, Steve Thursday, and me next Saturday, right? Me next Saturday, and that's all I'm promoting, right? It's like same time, same place, same bean, right? The same fucking. You're going to be listening to the same arsehole, and hopefully, I've got something interesting to bring to the table. And if I can find local shit, I'll bring local shit. Like, but that's not always the case. So it's just the way it goes, man. And so, on that note, have a really good next week, right? Keep the fucking spirit up. This whole fucking bullshit is meant to keep you fucking down and fucking grind you down until you fucking beg for fucking mercy. Do not fucking allow that shit to fucking happen. Smile. There's terrible shit going on, right? Terrible shit going on, but you gotta fucking, it has to be this fucking way. My heart goes out to the Palestinian people, and it's fucking awful, and my heart goes out to them, and I hope the bastards that are the root cause of this problem get fucking taken down. I hope they get their fucking throats cut, and we leave it at that, right? And and hopefully the innocent people get left alone, right? I want the evil bastards sorted out, right? That's just the way it is with me. Just it. And I'm not going to be supporting any particular groups. Okay, let's leave it at that before we get the channel kicked the fuck off the interzones. Take care, everyone. Nice to see you all. Bye-bye.